This is a shot of Smokies Park, up against the Smoky Mountains outside Knoxville, Tennessee. It comes from the Tennessee Smokies website, and it is a beautiful setting for baseball. However, in 1991, baseball in Knoxville looked different. It didn't hurt that we were there on a cloudy day 29 years ago tonight, but there's almost a Gotham-esque feel to this old videotape. The Blue Jays played at Meyer Stadium in downtown Knoxville, and it was set next to train tracks and an old textile factory. Originally opened in 1953 and torn down 50 years later, this park could hardly be considered beautiful or even classic. But there was something about the place I really liked. Stop number 74 on Bill and Sue's Excellent Adventure is in Knoxville, Tennessee, 29 years ago tonight.
After a few weeks in the rest of the southeastern part of the country, we're back in the state of Tennessee, this time in the eastern part of the volunteer state, at Meyer Stadium in Knoxville, the home of the Knoxville Blue Jays, the AA affiliate of the Toronto club. And the clouds that we saw earlier in Asheville have followed us to Knoxville. And the River City coaches I recognize. We've seen the Jacksonville Suns on the road before. And their bus pulling into the parking lot. It's Jacksonville against Knoxville tonight. On our stretch through the rainy southeast and southwest, we learned all about clouds in one of our stops, and this is, I believe, an anvil cumulus cloud or something like that. And it promises rain tonight, but we'll see. It's bat night, we just found out, in Knoxville. This is a view of the city from the roof of Meyer Stadium, which I am assured will not let us fall through. Here's Sue. According to the Knoxville Blue Jays front office, this is a old textile plant over here. And you're probably wondering the same thing that I was about those holes in the windows, and they assure us that yes, those came from that. Baseballs being hit out through the windows. Crowd on hand tonight, but perhaps not quite as much as there might be, and certainly less mayhem than you normally expect on a bat night. Here's one of the weapons right there. The bat night we saw in Bakersfield, California, I believe, was much more lethal. People banging on seats, but they don't put up with that here in Knoxville. I'm not sure the stadium would take it if it did. There's an autograph signing Blue Jay here. This is KJ, the Knoxville Blue Jays mascot. And he even knows how to write. Interesting story about the Jacksonville Suns, tonight's visiting team. They've got a number of relatives of famous people on their team. The person at the plate right now is Tim Stargell, who is the nephew of Willie Stargell. Also on the team, the shortstop for the Jacksonville Suns is Brett Boone, the son of former Major Leaguer Bob Boone. Jim Campanis, who is the grandson of Al Campanis, is the catcher for the Jacksonville Suns. And the manager of the team is Jim Nettles, who is the brother of Greg Nettles. So quite a few famous relatives of players in Jacksonville. Here comes Tim Stargell looking for a triple here and getting it. And he wears the same familiar number 8 as his uncle. Baseball parks produce all kinds of unlikely scenarios. This is a nice picnic area here. But you don't get a whole lot of view given the fact that it's right next to this truck yard to the warehouse over next door. So if you don't like your ambiance in too great a measure, it's probably a pretty good place for a picnic. After all, you get to sit there and talk to the bullpen. Apparently one of the banes of their existence here in Knoxville, this railroad that runs behind the tracks. So we kind of missed out on the highlight of our trip. We were hoping to see one of the windows in that factory over there broken tonight, but we never did. And so we're off and on to the next park.